YouTube, how we doing? It's your boy Aziz, rhymes with disease, back for another video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video for our algorithm and to support this channel's growth. On our way to 100 followers and subscribers, so let's keep it going. I'm just here to continue my growth, continue my journey, and honestly spread more knowledge and wisdom for my young guys, especially those who are in their younger, later teens, and anyone in their 20s. I know a lot of guys, especially people in their mid-20s, people like me. I'm 25. I'm still young, but I know a lot of us, we definitely have a lot of questions, certain problems and issues that most of us face. And I think it's important for regular, average guys like me who even face these issues and have been able to conquer these challenges to be able to talk on it and help a lot of guys on. So I just want to drop another short video, not too long, but to talk about, honestly, the major lessons that I've learned when it comes to dealing with women. And the first lesson is you can't be too nice to women. And what I mean by you can't be too nice to women is that as men, we grew up learning and knowing that you have to treat women with kindness. You have to be a gentleman. You don't punch women, you don't hit women, you don't talk nasty to women. You're always a gentleman. You open the door for girls, open the doors for any older woman, and you're always kind and courteous towards the female gender. That's always good, and you should definitely always hold that value within yourself as a man. But it definitely came to a point where, as a lot of us grew up and as society has changed, we've seen how a lot of us are either reluctant to do it, or we've seen how us being in that way and choosing to treat women that way has honestly provided more negative consequences than positive consequences. Because unfortunately, nowadays you can't just be nice to women and think you're going to get the best out of any woman because you're nice to them. It's best for you to be nice because you're a kind-hearted person. One thing I had to learn is that you can't do nice things and or act a certain way towards women and think you're going to get anything out of it, because that's not how the reality of the world we live in, and it's also not how women operate. Women won't just go towards you or do anything for you because you're a nice guy. That doesn't really work nowadays. It's not how the society we live in works, and it's not how the women of today's day and age operate. So don't just be a nice guy because you think that's what's going to get you a lot of women, that's going to get you female attention. It's better for you to do that because that's who you naturally are, that's how you grew up, and that's the type of person you want to express to other people. I know a lot of guys are just naturally nice, but don't put on a facade or try to be a nice guy thinking that you're going to get a lot of women, because that's not going to work. I'm telling you, because growing up, I've always loved being a gentleman. Even when I had crushes on girls in high school and middle school, the way I approached them was through love letters. Yes, that's a very, nice thing to do, and, it's more romantic, but it never got me the results that I wanted. So even though I was younger and it was more of a kid thing that I did, it was something that I always thought would work and something that I thought would set me apart. Yes, it was unique and it did set me apart, but at the end of the day, it's not something that worked conducively to get me the results that I wanted. So I don't want any guys to do certain behaviors thinking that it's going to get them the results that they want. It's best for you to understand the truth, the reality of how the world works, how women operate, and go about it based on that, because then you'll just find yourself doing certain things, not getting the results you want, and then going crazy because of it. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about, and the biggest lesson that I learned, was that women of today's day and age are not like our moms and our grandmas. The reason why you cannot just be a quote unquote nice guy is because the women of today's day and age do not live the same lives. They do not have the same challenges or circumstances that our moms and grandmas did. So with that being said, a lot of women now are able to provide for themselves. Almost any woman can provide for herself as long as she's able-bodied. And in some scenarios, women are out-earning men. So with that being said, women aren't really looking at most men for security and or a beneficial of money standpoint. A lot of women go towards men because they just so happen to have feelings for that man, or that man has qualities that she likes. But to say that most women are dating the guys that they date because they want him to be the one that's going to be the provider, the secure one, and to be able to be the one that's going to provide for their family, that's not how a lot of women are going about it, because a lot of women are going more toward their careers, more focused on themselves. But yes, they're dating, but when you see sometimes the men that they date, you yourself may wonder how that guy either pulled that woman or vice versa. But the reality is, women aren't dating men in the same aspect that men are dating women. A lot of guys want to know that they can provide and be there and be a comforting guy to their woman, but at the end of the day, not every woman is just picking you because she knows that you're going to be the provider, the successful one in the relationship. That's not how women are going about dating nowadays, because they can provide for themselves. So worst case scenario, as we've seen with breakups, women are able to just go about their own lives and be on their own, because at the end of the day, they're able to work and they're able to provide for themselves. We've provided a lot of conveniences and made it so that women are able to stand on their own 2 feet and they don't have to rely on a man, as such maybe as our grandmas and our own mothers did way back when. So a lot of guys that you see with women don't think that he's with her or she's with him, because at the end of the day that they're going to be in a very long lasting relationship and she sees her future with him. Not always is that the case. A lot of women are going by feelings and emotions. That's why sometimes you see them making the bad decisions when it comes to certain guys. So as you, a man, want to attract more women, it's best that you understand these things and know that you have to go about getting women in a way that makes sense to you, but also don't have and or hold any expectations of how it's going to work, because you have to understand that the way women approach men and the way that women deal with men nowadays has drastically changed from when our moms and grandmas approached our dads and our grandpas. It's not the same. The third thing that I learned, and one thing that I want to tell every guy, is that if you know that you are somebody who wants to be attractive, you want to be regarded by women as an attractive male, and you want to get female attention, you need to work on yourself. Working on yourself is the only way for you to truly get the woman that you want. Even now, me personally, I can't say that I really get women, but I can say that I've been able to gain more attention from women than I have before I started working on myself. My physique has been one thing that has been very lacking. It's not where I want it to be, but it's become farther than it's ever been in my life, and I look better than I've ever looked in my entire life at this current moment. And that's because I chose to continuously work on myself. I've decided to not only continue to work on myself physically, work on myself mentally, but also continue to enhance my looks. I do my skincare routine. I do still have to shave, but I'm making sure that I take care of the most important things, which are my physical looks, my skincare, and also my mental looks. The way you approach women and the way you present yourself is a very big statement, because at the end of the day, women can at times be superficial, but they look with their eyes. The first impression that you make to any woman is very important, because at the end of the day, that's where they first are able to judge you. So that's why you always need to make sure that you're doing the right things to take care of yourself. I know that a lot of guys want to get a lot of women and or want to attract women in general, but you cannot do that if you're not working on yourself. A lot of guys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not getting the results that they want, and then they get upset because of that. It's important that you understand that you need to do what you're supposed to do in order to get what you want. And in order to get what you want, you have to put in genuine effort. If that means going to the gym, if that means getting a job that you don't like so you can save up, pay off debt, and build yourself up, it's best for you to do that. No one is going to give you what you want at the end of the day, especially because you're a man. And if you're a man who lives in America, you don't have an excuse to not get somewhere successful in life. You have so many tools, you have so many resources, there's so many people, and there's so many opportunities. You just, as a man, have to genuinely put in effort, because at the end of the day, no one is going to give you anything. You have to actually put in genuine effort. Even if you're a Christian like I am, do not rely on God 100%, because at the end of the day, God will give you opportunities. If you do not take advantage of the opportunities God gives you, you will never get anywhere in life. So I'm telling you, as a man who's learned it himself, you need to not only work on yourself, you need to understand what you want out of life. You need to constantly be working on a plan for yourself, and you need to be goal-oriented. Women like men who are goal-oriented, who are focused, who are driven, and who understand what they need to do to get to where they want to be. Because that shows them that even in worst case scenarios, you will be fine, because you're always thinking of what to do next. They need to see that confidence. They want to see that confidence. And it's important that you as a man show that confidence and show that level of thinking to any and every woman you encounter, especially the women that you find attractive and or want to be in a relationship with. You need to make sure that you present yourself as a capable, able-bodied man, because at the end of the day, you want to be someone people can rely on and depend on. If you have aspirations of starting a family, you want your family to be able to rely on you and depend on you. You want your wife to be able to look at you and say, yes, that is my husband and I love my man. So you need to continuously put in work. If you're like me and you've never been in a relationship, or you may be out of a relationship right now, it's not the end of the world. Now is your time to build yourself up into the man who can be as attractive as possible. You want to become the best version of yourself, so it's important that you continuously do that. The fourth thing that I want to say, and this will probably be where I wrap up the video, is that as men, you need to understand and take in the reality of the situation, of the state of the world. Women have changed very much. Women do not behave the same way as our moms and our grandmas. So you as a man need to understand that you cannot behave in a certain way that's only going to do things to get you certain results. You have to be a man who's capable of not only protecting himself, protecting anybody around you, being reliable to yourself, being reliable to the people around you, and being someone people can depend on and rely on. You want to be a top tier man, and in order to do that, you have to work on each and every aspect of yourself. Just like you hear on the internet and on social media from people like Andrew Tate, David Goggins, and even in the red pill space, if you watch that content, you need to just understand what it takes to become a man. I'm not telling you to hate women. I'm not telling you that you need to treat women lesser than you, but you also need to understand that the reality of the world is, as a man, you do 100% need to work hard. There is no excuse for not being physically fit. There is no excuse for not being financially successful. And there is no excuse for not doing what you're supposed to do as a man. Because at the end of the day, if you cannot do what you're supposed to do as a man, you will not be reliable to yourself, and you will not be reliable to those around you. If you are a man in America, you need to be reliable, because there are people who either depend on you currently or will depend on you in the future. You do not want to let them down. I understand that it is hard, because there are times where we see people on the internet doing better than us, and we question how we ourselves in our current situation aren't better. But in order to do better, you must be better. And to be better, you have to take those steps in order to get to where you want to be. I want to be very successful. I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to be a personal brand owner. And I want to show everybody what you can do when you put in all your hard effort. That's why I'm even making these YouTube videos. Talking naturally like this and giving you guys the wisdom from my own experiences will give you guys the ability to understand that yes, even guys like me can change and put in that effort. I just have to genuinely do those steps to get to where I want to be. And if you want to be someone who's physically fit, if you want to be someone who's financially successful, shoot me a DM and I'll help you out one-on-one, and we can get started on how to build your dream life. I've been able to not only build up my physique from being very skinny, but I've also been able to grow six-pack abs, and I've also been able to get a 9-to-5 job that pays me $65,000 a year at the ripe age of 25. I'm not even out of college. I still have college. I have 1 year left. I'm a senior and I don't even have a degree. But because of my vast food service experiences that I've been working at since 17, all my work in customer service and my own speaking abilities and my ability to show that I'm a responsible young man was what has been able to get me to the position that I'm in, even through all those challenges that I faced. So if you are a man who lives in America, yes, you will go through challenges. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, you will have people doubt you. Yes, you will be insulted. Yes, you will be lonely. Yes, there will be times you want to quit, but you cannot give up, because at the end of the day, if you yourself know what you want for yourself, I want you to always work hard. You can do it. Just make sure that you are constantly remembering your whys. Why do you want to be successful? Why are you doing this? Why won't you do those bad habits? Why did you decide to quit smoking? Why did you decide to quit watching porn? Why did you decide to stop eating all those bad foods that are keeping you fat? Why did you decide to stop doing all these habits and all these behaviors that are keeping you where you are? You decided to do it because you want to be successful. So like I said, drop a comment, subscribe. If you need any one-on-one help with coaching, lifestyle, how to make content, and wanting to be better, shoot me a DM and I'll get you started. We can work together, because at the end of the day, as men, we need to stand together.